Bristol Myers, makers of Ipana toothpaste and sparkling Sal Hepatica, presents A Date with Judy.
Hello?
Hello, Judy. How about a date tonight?
Who is this, Charlie?
No.
Well, then is it Norman?
No.
Is it Jimmy?
No. Gosh, how many guys do you know?
Well, let me see. Is it Everett? Or Dick? Or Oogie? Gosh, I wonder why he hung up.
That's Judy, folks. Judy Foster, the cutest date in town. Your date with Judy each Wednesday night at this time is arranged by the makers of Ipana for the smile of beauty and Sal Hepatica for the smile of health. Ipana, Sal Hepatica. Well, right now, Judy's parents and her younger brother Randolph are in the living room of the Foster house when Judy bursts in all excited.
Mother, Father, guess what?
Can I guess, too?
No, Randolph, this is strictly for adults.
Well, I have a very adult mind.
I tell you what, let's all give up.
That's a good idea, Melvin. All right, Judy, let's have it.
Well, I just ran into Miss Wilkins, my high school principal, and she said, Judy, the Parent Teachers Association Summer Strawberry Festival is going to be next Sunday night, August the 15th, and I want you to be chairman of the Students' Entertainment Committee.
She said that?
She did.
Without punctuation?
Oh, isn't it wonderful, Mother? I've got to provide all the entertainment.
I can hardly wait.
What are you going to give him, Judy?
Well, how about some hula dancers and maybe a blonde who comes out and sings Gertie from Berserti?
Randolph. You know, I was wondering about putting on a ballet.
Well, stop wondering. This is supposed to be an entertainment, and I would not be entertained by you and Annabelle and Tootsie flapping around the stage in white tulle and legs.
Jeepers, you'd think a girl's own family could be a little constructive once in a while. Mother, do you have to read the paper at an important crisis like this?
Well, I just came across something interesting. Melvin, do you know who's visiting in town here? Listen, it says Miss Dolly Mickelmack of Ashtabula and her father, Mr. Irving Mickelmack, are the house guests of their...
Mickelmack. That sounds familiar.
Well, it ought to. She was an old flame of yours, dear.
Oh, she was?
Oh, of course. I remember being jealous as everything of her in the days when I was courting you.
Look, doesn't anybody care about the Parent Teachers Association Summer Strawberry Festival?
Not particularly.
Dolly Mickelmack. Oh, for goodness sakes, yes. She was from Ashtabula.
What a memory. Goes way back to the time 5 seconds ago when Mother read that out of the Daily Bugle.
I remember it all now. The canoe.
What do you think of something from Shakespeare?
Very little, but Father intrigues me. What about the canoe, Father?
It turned over. He fell in.
Who did, dear?
Dolly Mickelmack's father.
Well, did you push him?
No, I remember it all like it was yesterday.
Or possibly the day before yesterday?
Hey, now, wait a minute, Randolph. One thing you can't catch me on is memory. It all happened out at Grover's Beach. Or maybe it was Luna Park. Yep, I remember, because I'd been trying to get Dolly alone for weeks. So I arranged this picnic, just Dolly and me all alone. At the last minute, her father came along.
My ancient jealousy is all coming back.
Maybe instead of Shakespeare, I could write a play myself.
Oh, that would be a big improvement.
Judy, would you please forget about your entertainment committee until I worm out the story of Father's love life with Dolly Mickelmack? I'm eating up with curiosity and green eyes.
Yeah, let's get back to the canoe.
Well, Dolly and I had no opportunity to be alone until I thought up a wonderful trick to get rid of her father. There was a canoe in the water nearby, and I made him a bet he couldn't paddle it across the lake and back. Well, he took the bet and got in the canoe. And before he paddled 50 yards, the canoe began to sink. And finally it turned over, and Mr. Mickelmack fell right smack into the lake.
Oh, that was a wonderful trick to get rid of him. Did you go to the funeral?
Oh, he didn't drown. I jumped in the lake and pulled him out. But he was furious. I can see him yet, standing there dripping and sputtering. You should have heard what he said to me.
Well, I should think so after what you did to him.
Oh, I didn't know there was a hole in the canoe. Well, anyhow, it was the end of Dolly Mickelmack and me. The old man broke it up right then and there. Forbade me ever to see his daughter again. As a matter of fact, he even sent her to Europe to forget.
Forget what?
Me, of course.
So then you married Mother on the rebound.
Well, that's a pretty way of putting it.
It was nothing of the sort. I married your mother for true love, didn't I, Dora?
Oh, I've thought so for 18 years. Until now.
Oh, Dora, you don't think for a minute I was in love with Dolly Mickelmack, do you?
Oh, I'm not so sure. After all, she never married. It says right here in the paper she's still a miss. Probably loved you all these years and renounced everyone else out of respect for your memory.
You think so, Dora?
There's no doubt of it at all. And you've probably been thinking of her longingly all these years.
You know darn well I haven't. But I'll say this for her. She was doggone good-looking.
Father's long-lost sweater girl.
Well, she didn't look bad, let me tell you. And she had the loveliest laugh, tinkling like a bell.
Like this?
It's a lovely laugh, so musical.
Well, Melvin, would it be too much to ask you to drop your pin-up girl for a minute? After all, we haven't been much help to Judy and her entertainment committee.
I'm not so sure about that. As a matter of fact, you've been of the most tremendous help.
We have?
Oh, yes, you give me the most terrific idea. Thanks ever so much. I'm going right into the den and get to work, and thanks just total.
My goodness. What did we do?
Now, Randolph, I've talked it all over with Miss Wilkins, and on account of the shortage of boys who are willing to cooperate with the school principal during the summer, you're going to play the part of the man.
Me?
Yes. It's going to be difficult, though. The man's supposed to be about 20.
Oh, well, after all, just a few years difference, who'd notice?
Well, I'm hoping with makeup and long pants it'll be all right.
Oh, sure. Maybe I could wear a false beard.
Say, I wonder if they were wearing beards in those days.
Oh, your play doesn't take place in modern times?
Oh, no, it's a period play.
Oh.
It goes back to about the time Father was a young man.
Oh. Then it's practically Elizabethan drama.
Yes.
Who else is going to be in your play?
Oh, just Mr. Hine, the gymnasium teacher.
Oh, vaudeville, huh? And he's going to be the acrobat?
Don't be silly. He plays a very serious and emotional part.
Oh, then he'll be perfect for it. That is, if he can emote with his muscles.
He'll be excellent, with direction. Oh, Randolph, it's going to be wonderful to think I'm a playwright. Mother and Father are going to be so proud of me.
Yeah, I bet.
Maybe the audience will even yell, author, author, after the play.
Maybe they'll even yell, murder, murder.
Did Judy say her parents would be proud? Well, to my mind, it's as unreasonable to expect them to be proud of their own embarrassment as it would be to expect you to be proud of a lackluster smile. For only bright, sparkling smiles are really attractive. So it's sound advice to say, take care of your smile, ladies and gentlemen. Visit your dentist regularly. And in between times, use iPana toothpaste and gum massage for this very good reason.
Healthy gums are important to sound teeth and a winning smile. And iPana toothpaste not only cleans teeth thoroughly, but when used with massage, it stimulates gums to a hardier, healthier firmness.
So make it a point every day to brush your teeth with iPana toothpaste. And when you do, put a little extra iPana on your brush or fingertip and massage it on your gums. If you follow that practice faithfully, you'll help yourself to brighter teeth, firmer gums, and a smile you can be proud of, an iPana smile of beauty. And now, back to A Date with Judy. Well, Judy has written a play to be given at the Parent Teachers Association Strawberry Festival. We suspect that a certain love affair Father had years ago before he was married might be the subject of Judy's play. Let's see.
Oh, here you are, Dora. I've been looking everywhere for you.
Helping to hull the strawberries.
Well, Judy's entertainment is going to start soon. I thought we ought to find a seat way down in front. I don't want to miss a word of it.
All right, dear. Let's get some good seats while the getting's good.
I wonder why Judy wouldn't let us read her play.
She wants to surprise us.
Well, we'll probably be surprised, all right. Agreeably, I hope.
Well, after all, Miss Wilkins approved it.
Well, here, good seat, Dora.
Oh, that's fine. Right in front where we can see everything.
I'll hold your coat, Dora.
Thanks, dear. You know, Melvin, this is going to amuse you. You'll never guess to whom I was just introduced.
Who, Dora?
Dolly Mickelmack.
Are you kidding?
No, honestly, dear. Her aunt brought her tonight.
Imagine that. Dolly, after all these years. Is she still pretty as ever?
I'm not going to tell you.
Does she still have that lovely, tinkling laugh?
Oh, I'm not talking.
I wonder if she ever thinks about me anymore.
Well, at any rate, when I told her I was Mrs. Melvin Foster, she asked all about you.
She did? Well.
Uh-huh. And we're going to get together after the show.
Fine. You know, she was the cutest little thing.
Shh, dear, fortunately the curtain's going up before I have a chance to get jealous.
is with great pleasure that I come before you tonight to introduce the high spot of our entertainment. The author is none other than our own Judy Foster, and I know you will all enjoy her masterpiece, her chef d'oeuvre, I might say, very much. As you all know, the producers or entrepreneurs of tonight's play did not have unlimited funds on hand. And therefore, in lieu of scenery, I am going to describe to you the setting of our little drama. Now, imagine a grassy knoll by the side of a lovely lake on which our hero and heroine and the heroine's father are sitting as they eat sandwiches. And off stage to the right, I want you to imagine a canoe bobbing in the rippling waters of the lake.
Oh, for the love of heaven, Dora. Isn't it enough to imagine what's on stage, much less what's off stage?
Melvin, doesn't all this sound rather familiar to you?
Well, bad, but not familiar.
I mean, about the scene, beside the lake, eating sandwiches. It all sounds rather reminiscent of what you were telling us.
Our hero and heroine, played by Randolph Foster and Judy Foster, respectively. The and the heroine's father, played by Mr. Hine, our gymnasium teacher. And now, the hero's speech.
This is a wonderful sandwich, Dolly.
I made it myself with my own hands, Melvin.
My dear daughter is a wonderful cook.
That will come in handy on the day, the lucky man secures Dolly for his wife.
That will not be for a long time, I am sure. I would not like to leave my dear, dear father.
I do not expect to keep you in my ivory tower forever, my daughter. Alas, I know all too well the time will come when some young man will take you away from me.
How true, how true. Probably
This is killing me. Dora, do you realize the characters are named Melvin and Dolly?
I certainly do. Do you know what Judy has done?
Dora, I'll never be able to look anybody in the face again.
Well, maybe nobody will recognize you as the hero of the plot, dear.
But Dolly, you just said she's here in the audience.
Well, a character could easily be called Dolly. After all, Judy hasn't called her Dolly Mickelmack yet.
Oh, Dora, I just know what's coming next.
Dear, maybe Judy's play just starts out this way. At least we can hope so.
Do you see yon canoe yonder? I will bet you, sir, that you could not paddle it across the lake and back.
Huh? Oh, this touch. I could do it easily. I will be very happy to make such a bet with you. You and Dolly stay here. I will be back in half an hour to collect my money.
Good. A loan at last.
Oh, Melvin.
I thought I would never be able to get rid of the old gentleman. I have longed for years to be alone with you. Ah, Dolly, my beautiful sweet.
Then this was all a ruse to get rid of my father?
Let us not talk of that now. We are alone. That is all that matters. Place your little head upon my manly breast. Kiss me, my angel, and we shall dream of that bright day when you shall be mine, and mine alone.
I can't stand any more of this, Dora.
Quiet, dear. I want to see when Mr. Mickelmack falls in the lake.
Stop calling him Mr. Mickelmack.
What's groaning so much, dear? People are beginning to look at us.
Dora, can we leave before the lights go on?
No, it would look too suspicious.
What does it look like
I
now?
wouldn't miss it for anything when Dolly comes up to you after the play.
Dora. Can't we leave now, Dora?
Oh, no, Melvin. The refreshments are just going to be served.
But any moment, Dolly Mickelmack might find me.
I don't know why you're so afraid of her. After all, you once nearly battered your brains out finding a way to get her alone. Oh, here comes Judy.
Oh, Mother, Father, say, wasn't it just wonderful the way it played?
That is not the adjective I would use.
I thought it was simply lovely, Judy. You did beautifully.
Oh, hiya, folks. This is that old thespian, Randolph Foster.
Congratulations, dear.
Well, Father, what have you got to say?
Nuts.
Is that all?
Wasn't it simply marvelous when Dolly's father fell out of the canoe off stage? Miss Wilkins did the sound effects for it all by herself.
Jumped in the lake to get it, I trust.
Anyhow, I enjoyed the play tremendously.
Thank you, Mother.
Father, did I remind you of yourself when you were young?
Yes, very young.
Gee, didn't Father
Oh,
like
for goodness sake, look who's coming this way. Dolly Mickelmack.
I don't want to. Oh, for the love of heaven, Dora. She weighs 300 pounds. She waddles.
Don't worry, dear. She probably still has that tinkling laugh.
Mr. and Mrs. Foster, how are you?
Hello, Dolly.
Oh, Melvin, I just don't know what to say. It's so, well, after seeing that play, well...
I would like you to meet my children, Judy and Randolph. This is Miss Mickelmack, children.
The Miss Mickelmack?
Yes, the very one. How are you, Dolly?
Oh, what wonderful children you have. Oh, my, how proud you must be of them for putting on that wonderful play. Didn't you enjoy it, Melvin?
Oh, yes, very much.
I was simply thrilled. It was just like what happened, word for word.
Word for word. Well, Judy did quite a job, didn't she?
Thanks, and I acted it all, too.
Yeah, and it was such a heavy role.
Home at last. Did you have a nice time, Melvin?
I had the most horrible time of my career.
It was very interesting meeting Dolly Mickelmack. Imagine meeting the flesh and blood heroine of my own play.
Especially Flesh.
Would this family mind forgetting everything that happened tonight?
I'm so disappointed. I thought you'd love my acting, Father. That place where Melvin takes Dolly in his arms and rests her little head on his manly breast.
Little head.
Yeah, if Dolly rested her little head on Melvin's manly chest nowadays, Melvin's manly chest would cave in.
Stop it, Randolph. I don't want to hear any more about it.
Did Dolly make it tough for you, dear?
Tough? Do you know she ogled me?
Ogled you?
Yes. She probably thinks I've been pining for her all these years. Why, the very fact that my daughter wrote that play proves I even told my children about our love affair.
Oh, so it's a love affair now.
No, I just said
Never mind, I heard what you said. Well, Melvin, if you want a divorce, you know I won't stand in your way.
Now, Dora, don't you start. I've had enough tonight.
I want the custody of the children, of course.
Dora!
Well, I'm going upstairs. But, Melvin, I want you to know that no matter what happens, we'll always be friends.
I'll friend you one right in the eye. Now, you stop kidding me.
Children, your father is following me.
Stop following her, Father.
Listen. If I hear any more about Dolly Dickelmack, I mean Millie Dockelmick, Dolly Mackelmook, if I hear anything more about that fat frump, I will get a divorce.
Well, maybe it is unkind for the family to rib Mr. Foster so much, but in this particular case, you'll have to admit it's human, and in almost any situation, people are human first and later on practical. That's why it so often happens that when a person wakes up in the morning feeling headachy and out of sorts due to the need of a laxative, the first thing he does is start complaining about how miserable he feels and how much that feeling is going to interfere with his busy day. Whereas, if he were practical about it, he'd promptly do this.
Put 2 teaspoonfuls of sal hepatica in a glass of water and drink it.
Because then, sal hepatica brings speedy, gentle relief, usually within an hour. By remembering that, ladies and gentlemen, you won't have to go on feeling miserable, because you no longer have to wait till night to take the laxative you need in the morning or during the day. So always keep a bottle of this famous mineral salt laxative in your medicine chest. Not forgetting this welcome advantage either.
Sparkling sal hepatica also helps sweeten an upset stomach by helping to reduce excess gastric acidity.
So get a bottle of sal hepatica from your druggist tonight or tomorrow. Remembering this caution, use only as directed. Then, whenever you need a laxative, morning, noon, or night, see how much faster you feel better when you take gentle, speedy sal hepatica. And now, back to A Date with Judy. Well, as a result of a romantic dramatic sketch Judy wrote for the Summer Strawberry Festival, her father is in hot water. At least some people are making it hot for him. Let's see what happens the next day.
Hello?
Hello, Dora.
Mother?
No, it's for me. Yes, Melvin?
Too bad, Judy.
Oh, keep still, Randall.
Dora, I'm going to be home late for dinner tonight. I've got to meet a man on some business, and we're going to have cocktails together.
Oh, are you sure it's business? And are you sure it's a man?
What are you talking about?
Well, after last night, how do I know you aren't meeting Dolly Mickelmack someplace and having cocktails with her?
Dora, don't you think I've gone through enough without...
Well, after all, she ogled you, and for all I know, you ogled back.
Oh, for the love of heaven. Dora, do you want to come down here and have cocktails with me and this man?
Who is he?
He's a mushroom baron.
A mushroom baron?
Yes, he sells my factory mushrooms. We'll be at the Jefferson Lounge if you're so anxious to check up on me.
Oh, no, I wouldn't dream of interfering.
Interfering?
Oh, Melvin, forget it. I was just teasing. It's all right, I believe you. You just go and have your cocktails, and I hope your business turns out beautifully. Bye, dear.
What was all that?
I was just raking your father over the coals a little more. Oh, am I having fun?
Well, as one man who sticks up for another, I think maybe you're having a little too much fun.
Well, maybe you're right, but he was just so sure she'd be just as beautiful as ever. I just wanted to take him down and peg her, too.
You've practically taken him down to the subterranean cellar by now.
Well, yes, I guess I have. You know what I think I'll do? I think I'll get dressed and go downtown and meet him and his business friend. I'll be perfectly charming and gorgeous and make him forget I ever teased him.
A very good idea. On account of the way you've been treating him, he might marry Dolly Micklemack.
Yeah, I can just see it. Wedding bells, the church, then they come home and she carries father over the threshold.
Heaven forbid.
Pardon me, has there been a man looking for me here in the Jefferson room?
Sorry, I don't know.
I had this appointment a half an hour
What's
ago.
your name,
and
sir?
Foster, Melvin Foster.
Oh, yeah, a man phoned a while ago. He left a message for you. Said he wouldn't be able to make it today. He said he'd phone you tomorrow.
I see, thanks. Well, I guess I'll go home then.
Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye. Now, I wonder what could have happened.
Well, bless my soul, look who's here. Melvin Foster.
Oh, Dolly.
Why, you cute man, you.
What are you doing here, Dolly?
I was meeting my aunt here. What are you doing here?
Why, I was to meet a man on business, but I just heard he isn't going to show up.
Oh, well, then come on, sit down and treat me to a cocktail.
Oh, I'd love to, Dolly, but, well, my wife's expecting me home for dinner.
Oh, now, I won't take any more time than your nasty old business friend. Oh, come on now. You're not going to try to wiggle out of treating me to a cocktail, are you, Melvin?
Oh, of course not. Would you care to sit down here?
Oh, I'd love to. My. Now, this is just like old times, isn't it?
Well, yes, in a way. Of course, we didn't drink cocktails then.
No, I should say not. Remember the time we went out?
Dolly. Well, for goodness sake.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Foster.
Dora, what are you doing here?
Surprised to see me, dear?
Now, Dora,
I was just on my way home from some shopping, so if you'll excuse me,
Now, Dora, let me...
Why don't you sit down and have a cocktail with us, Dora?
No, thank you, Dolly. I do have to run. Nice to have seen you.
Now, Dora, wait a minute. Excuse me a minute, Dolly. I want to talk to my wife a minute. I'll be right back.
Of course, Melvin.
Dora!
Yes, Melvin.
You didn't think I met Dolly here on purpose, did you?
Oh, of course not. I'm sure it was just an accident, a prearranged accident.
Now, Dora, you know perfectly well I didn't give a hoot in the world for Dolly Micklemack.
I wasn't even thinking about that. What I'm mad about is you lied to me.
Lied to you?
You didn't need to tell me you were going to meet a mushroom baron here. You could have told me the truth.
But, Dora, I didn't lie. What I told you was really
Do you know the whole town is talking about you and Dolly? Before I left the house, old Mrs. Sissencrantz called me and told me.
What?
And now you deliberately meet her here in public where everybody can see and make a bigger laughing stock of me than ever.
But, Dora...
Old Mrs. Sissencrantz even said she felt sorry for me.
Sorry for you?
Goodbye, Melvin. I'm going home. I wouldn't want to interfere with your date with Dolly for anything. You storyteller, you.
But I'm not a storyteller. Dora! Oh, fiddle faddle.
Gee, Randolph, isn't it awful? Mother's too mad to forgive Father without an explanation, and Father's too mad to explain to her.
Yeah, and the gossip that's going around.
I know. I got Father into this, and I'm going to get him out. I'm taking action.
What are you going to do?
Do you remember Father saying Mr. Micklemack sent Dolly to Europe once to forget?
Yeah.
Well, if he sent her to Europe again, she'd have to leave town, wouldn't she?
Yes.
And that'd stop the talk, wouldn't it?
Uh-huh, but how are you going to get him to send her to Europe, especially in the state Europe's in?
Merely by making a simple telephone call.
Hello?
Hello, may I please talk to Mr. Micklemack?
This is Mr. Micklemack.
Well, this is the peekaboo column of the Daily Bugle.
Why, Judy, it is not.
What do you want?
Well, I just called to confirm a rumor that your daughter is being seen with a Mr. Melvin Foster.
My daughter is seen with...
Yes, I hear he's going to get a divorce and marry your daughter.
Why, Judy!
I know I'm not speaking to you, Melvin, but I have to this time. There's a man at the door to see you.
A man?
Yes, and of all people, it's old Mr. Mickelmack.
Mr. Mickelmack, Dolly's father. I wonder what he wants.
I can't imagine.
Gee, neither can I.
Should I tell him you're in? He seems awfully mad.
I'll say I'm mad. And don't try and tell me you're not in, Melvin Foster. I see you.
Oh, hello, Mr. Mickelmack. Won't you sit down?
No, I'll stand up, you young puppy, you.
Are you addressing me?
Who else is a young puppy around here?
Well, I might be, sir.
You are a young whippersnapper. Now, Mr. Melvin Foster, how dare you get a divorce and marry my daughter?
Get a divorce?
Such rumors. In the first place, my daughter only confesses to meeting you once, and she claims it was purely accidental. She was at the Jefferson Lounge to meet her up.
I know. I was there to meet a man.
Don't apologize to me. I broke this up once, and I can do it again.
Yeah, the last time you sent her to Europe to forget.
So I did. This time, I'll take her to,
Atlantic City is nice, sir.
Never mind, young man. And you, Foster, under no circumstances are you to see my daughter again. You understand?
Oh, yes, I understand perfectly.
Good, then I'm leaving. The nerve of the young puppy letting me fall in the lake. And now he starts all sorts of stuff.
Melvin, did you tell anybody you were going to get a divorce?
No, I didn't.
Oh, Melvin, it was an accident meeting Dolly the other day, wasn't it?
Of course it was.
Oh, I'm so ashamed of myself. But it's so funny.
Funny. Him barging in here making a ridiculous statement like that.
Melvin, it's a scream. Him forbidding you to see his daughter.
Yes, that silly fat thing. As if I'd even... Why, Dora, we've made up, haven't we?
Oh, of course, darling.
Well, thank goodness for that.
Yeah, it sure is a load off of my mind.
And, oh, if only Mr. Mickelmack does send Dolly to Atlantic City.
Oh, Melvin, you poor thing. What you must have gone through all this time. Now, look, you just sit right down here and read your paper.
Okay.
There. And don't give another thought to all this mess. It's all over, and we're one big family, aren't we?
We sure are.
Oh, look. Look, it says here in the paper, Mr. Winfield Griebenbush of Altoona is the house guest of his uncle,
Winfield Griebenbush. That sounds familiar.
Well, it ought to. He was an old flame of yours.
Oh, well, of course. Winfield Griebenbush. Well, I'll never forget him. Oh, the funniest thing happened once. Wait till I tell you.
Don't, Mother. Don't. Judy might write another play.
A Date with Judy is written by Eileen Leslie and stars Louise Erickson as Judy and Dix Davis as Randolph. Original music was composed and conducted by Felix Mills. This is Frank Barton inviting you to be with us again next week at this same time to keep your date with Judy, chaperoned by Bristol Myers, makers of Ipana for the smile of beauty, and Sal Hepatica for the smile of health. Ipana, Sal Hepatica. Ladies, before you do...
those breakfast dishes.
Before tackling...
summertime washes.
Use Touche.
The beforehand lotion.
Because Touche is an amazing new idea in hand beauty. Other lotions are applied after you've had your hands in water. Touche is smoothed on before your daily soap and water tasks to guard your hands against the harsh, drying effects of hot, soapy water.
Now that dainty summer cottons and frequent changes demand frequent washings, Touche is more important to the beauty care of your hands than ever.
So begin today to use Touche. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
KFI Los Angeles.
All right, that concludes the first episode of the night. I hope you all liked it, and take your 5-minute break, and we'll be back then. Yeah. that concludes our 5-minute break. I hope you liked the music, and let's get to episode 2 of the night. Yay! Woo!
Famous Quick Relief from Acid Indigestion presents A Date with Judy.
Hello?
Judy, could I have a date for Saturday night?
Well, you certainly could.
I'm a little short on gas, so I wonder if you'd mind meeting me at Peterson's drugstore. We'll have a soda, and then we can go someplace.
Wonderful.
Okay, I'll meet you in front of the drugstore at about 7:30. Don't be late. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Who is that, Judy?
Jeepers, I forgot to ask.
Well, that's Judy, folks. Judy Foster, the cutest date in town. And your date with her each Tuesday at the same time is arranged by the makers of Tums, famous quick relief for acid indigestion. Well, now we pick up Judy and her 12-year-old brother Randolph in a department store where they're trying to find a present for their parents' anniversary.
Randolph, how do you think Mother and Father would like a ping-pong table?
Well, I don't know how they'd like it, but I'd like it.
This isn't your anniversary, Randolph. How do you think they'd like a set of books?
They have a set of books.
Oh, Randolph, I know just the thing. Oh, Randolph, this will simply be terrific. We'll buy Mother and Father some Frank Sinatra records.
Oh, that'll be just dandy. Then for your birthday, Father can give you a box of cigars and a nice smoking jacket.
I think it was terribly mean of you not to let me buy Father and Mother the Sinatra records.
Yeah, and after us spending a whole hour listening to them, too.
It was a lovely morning, wasn't it, Randolph?
Yeah, but we still haven't got an anniversary present.
Well, maybe this next store will have something. Hey, look, Randolph.
What?
Look what's playing at the Bijou this week. 2 big feature attractions, 1 newsreel, 1 short, 1 Mickey Mouse, 1 cereal, and a stage show.
Well, that's a nice way to spend a week.
Randolph, I finally figured out a solution to all our problems. Instead of buying Father and Mother a present, let's take them to the show. You know, have a theater party.
Okay, we'll invite all our friends and
Randolph, remember, we have only $3 to spend on their anniversary. How much are the tickets?
55 cents, as usual.
Well, then we could buy, let me see now, 55 and the $3 goes... Oh, we could buy 5 tickets, and we still have 25 cents left over.
Enough for 5 people and a midget.
Oh, Randolph, look what the features are. Hep Cat Katie and Jumping Jive. You know, Randolph, I know who'd really enjoy this bill the most.
Judy, we are not going to invite any of your friends. This party is for Mother and Father.
Well, you can't deny it. Oogie Pringle and his Hot Licks would love this bill.
Oh, I don't know. Look at that cereal. The Mystery Cowboy Rides Again. Some of my gang would be crazy about it. You can get them in at 15 cents a throw.
So much the worse. Randolph, in this occasion, I think it's up to both of us to act purely unselfishly and only think of Mother and Father.
She spends the whole morning quivering over Frank Sinatra, and suddenly she gets unselfish.
Come on, Randolph. Let's go home and tell Mother.
Boy, wait till she sits through Hep Cat Katie and Jumping Jive tonight. She'll be sorry she ever got married.
Hello, Melvin.
Why, Dora, what are you doing downtown at this time of the day?
Well, I was on my way to the Red Cross, and I thought I'd drop by the office for a moment.
Well, good. Sit down, dear.
Hey. Melvin, I just wanted to tell you that I think we have the sweetest children in the whole world.
Huh?
Guess what they've done?
I can't possibly.
They've arranged a theater party in our honor.
They have?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's the occasion, dear?
Oh, Melvin. What's the date today?
February 22nd.
Well, doesn't that mean anything to you?
Let me see. Oh, of course.
Oh, then you did remember.
It's Washington's birthday.
Why, Melvin Foster, I don't know why I ever married you.
Well, it's our anniversary.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll bet you actually thought I'd forgotten it.
Now, Melvin, don't try and pretend.
Well, I did not forget it, Dora. You'll see when I get home. Oh, Dora, I just remembered I can't go to the theater tonight.
Well, why not, dear?
I'm expecting Mr. Gibbons here any minute. I've simply got to get that tomato canning contract from him, and I'm going to have to do some fast talking. He's on the verge of signing with the deluxe people.
Oh, Melvin. Well, the children will be broken-hearted. They picked a show they think we especially want to see.
Well, it is sweet of them, but I don't know what I can do. It's such an important contract, I'd hate to lose it.
Say, Melvin, I have an idea. How would it be if we asked Mr. Gibbons to go along with us?
Well, I don't know, Dora.
After Mr. Gibbons spends an evening with your delightful family, I'll bet you'll get your contract.
Well, I'll ask him when he comes in. I'd hate to let the kids down.
Oh, I know you would, dear. And Melvin.
Yes, Dora?
I think I have the sweetest husband in the world, too.
Oh. Oh, you do you?
Yes, I do. Well, goodbye, dear. I'll see you this evening.
Goodbye, Dora.
Yes, Mr. Foster?
Miss Watson, get the Royal Florist shop on the phone and have them fix up an extra special bunch of flowers for me. I'll pick them up on my way home. It's our anniversary. And you know I never forget anniversaries.
Oh, Father.
But, Judy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you had someone in your office.
Oh, that's all right. Come right in, kids. Mr. Gibbons, this is my daughter Judy and my son Randall.
Well, how do you do?
Hello, Mr. Gibbons.
I've met your daughter before, Foster. I think she's a friend of my son, Willie.
Oh, yes, of course. Willie and I are very good friends.
In fact, she was that way about him from September 1st to September 3rd of last year.
That way?
You know, she was making him her hobby.
Children, I think you better be running along now. Mr. Gibbons and I have some business to discuss.
But, Father, we haven't told you what we came for yet. On account of this being your anniversary.
And Mother's, too, naturally.
Yes, your mother's told me all about it. And I think it's very thoughtful of you kids to give a theater party in our honor. And you know what? I've asked Mr. Gibbons here to join us.
Foster, I told you I don't think I can make it. You see, I want to make up my mind about that contract tonight.
Oh, Mr. Gibbons, you've got to come. If you don't, Father won't. And if he doesn't come, it'll spoil Mother's evening.
Of course, we could fix Mother up with Oogie Pringle.
No. No, I don't think it's fair that Mother has to have a blind date in her anniversary. She really ought to be with Father.
Are they serious? Would they really fix your wife up with a blind date, Foster?
Oh, no, they're just kidding. Just kidding. Hey, you know children.
Mr. Gibbons, you simply can't let Mother down like this.
Well, I'm sorry, but I don't think I ought to take the...
come on, Gibbons. A little relaxation would be good for you.
Well...
Please, Mr. Gibbons. We can afford you, you know. It isn't as though you'd have to buy your own ticket.
Well, all right.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Well, it's all settled then. Fine. Now, run along, kids. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Father.
Goodbye, Mr. Gibbons. Bye, Father.
Goodbye.
This younger generation.
Oh, I don't know. I think they're all pretty swell kids.
Well, I wish I thought so. This jazz craze of theirs.
I believe it's called Jeeve. No, jive.
Now, whatever it's called, I hate it. In my day, music was music. Now, take Victor Herbert. There was a man who knew how to write music, had a melody. But this modern stuff...
now, about this little deal about...
Bobby socks and sloppy Joe sweaters. I don't know how the boys of this generation stand the girls of this generation, Foster.
Well, now, Judy's a sweet
Every time my son Willie brings one of them home, I just gape in wonder.
Well, no matter what the deluxe people claim, I still know I can give you an all-around better deal...
And that Frank Sinatra. Can you understand anything like that, Foster?
Well, I don't know now. Judy's crazy about him. All the kids are.
Now, believe me, my Willie isn't interested in this mooner-cooner stuff. Tomatoes, that's the thing. He's going to follow right in my footsteps.
In tomatoes?
In tomatoes.
Well, before we hear more about the surprise the kids have planned, I want to give you a word of advice. Now, you may suffer a sudden spell of acid indigestion at any time. And when this happens to you, be wise. Take Tums right away. For Tums are compounded to deal promptly with indigestion due to excess gastric acidity. Almost before you know it, Tums relieve the acid pain, the heartburn, and that miserable full feeling. And Tums are ready to take the very instant you need them. There's nothing to mix or stir, no fuss or bother at all. You don't even need water. Just slip 1 or 2 Tums in your mouth as you would candy mints, and know what it is to get quick relief from that upset acid stomach. Ask your druggist right away for Tums for the tummy, only 10 cents a roll. And now, back to A Date with Judy. Well, Judy and Randolph are having a theater party in honor of their parents' anniversary. Father's very anxious to get an important canning contract from a certain Mr. Gibbons, and he's invited him to the theater party, too. Now we pick up Judy and Randolph on the way home from town.
Randolph, look who's coming down the street.
Well, bless my soul, if it isn't your bosom friend and arch enemy, Mitzi.
She's neither. I'm completely indifferent to her.
You two used to be what we of the upper classes call inseparable.
We used to. But she certainly turned out to be an awful mothball.
Oh, is that so?
I can't stand her anymore. She's a pot.
Well, hello, Judy.
Why, hello, Mitzi, darling. It's simply marvelous bumping into you. I haven't seen you for utterly ages.
Well, I saw you the other night at Barney's Beanery.
You did? I must have been with Spencer Havenhurst.
No, you were with Oogie Pringle.
I was? I always forget who I'm with.
She just has so many dates, she gets them all mixed up.
I was with Willie Gibbons.
You were? I didn't notice. How is Willie these days?
Oh, he's just adorable. Have you heard his voice lately?
Just when he calls me up and asks me for dates. Of course, as it happens, I'm generally busy. As a matter of fact, I haven't been able to give Willie a date in utterly months.
Judy, it might interest you to know that Willie has been going steady with Mitzi for utterly months.
Oh, really? Well, for goodness... Well, that's funny. I thought it was Willie calling me for dates. I guess I must have got him mixed up with somebody else.
So many people ask her for dates, Mitzi.
Well, anyhow, I wasn't talking about his speaking voice. I was talking about his crooning voice.
Oh, does he croon, too? So many people do.
Oh, but he swooner croons.
He does?
Oh, yes. He and Frank Sinatra have got the whole swooner crooner field tied up between them.
Oh, he's utterly terrific. He's developed a vibration.
A vibration? Has he really, Mitzi?
Oh, yes. Believe me, Judy, if he had Frank Sinatra's publicity agent, well, he'd be a
Frank Sinatra?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, why don't we all get behind him and see that he gets the right kind of publicity?
Gee, I wish somebody'd do something for him. Especially now that he's getting his big opportunity.
His big opportunity?
Oh, haven't you heard?
No.
Why, he's going to sing at the Bijou tonight.
He is? Tonight? Why, what a coincidence.
Yes, tonight's amateur night.
Really?
Mm-hmm. He passed the audition with flying colors.
Now, if only somebody in the audience would swoon tonight, his career would be in the bag.
You know, Mitzi, that is a terrific idea.
What is?
Somebody in the audience swooning tonight.
Judy, that's utterly terrific.
Mitzi, I'll be glad to do it for you.
You will? Oh, Judy, how darling of you.
Oh, think nothing of it. She swoons at the drop of a hat.
I'll definitely be glad to do it for you, Mitzi. I'll never forget what bosom friends we used to be. Why, the least I could do is swoon for an old bosom friend like you.
Well, it's really very sweet of you, Judy, but I was just wondering. As Willie's steady girlfriend, don't you think I'm the one who ought to swoon? I mean, it would seem kind of disloyal to let somebody else do it.
Why don't you both swoon? 2 swoons are better than 1, I always say.
That's right. Why don't we, Mitzi?
In fact, you could call up a whole bunch of people and everybody could swoon.
Yes, we could. Oh, that'd get him all kinds of publicity, wouldn't it?
It certainly would.
I can just see the papers. Last night when the show at the Bijou was over, 40 bodies were lying on the floor.
I'll call up all my friends.
And I'll call up all mine.
So many bodies cluttered up the floor that they had to be swept out with a fire hose.
Oh, Judy, I think you're the most marvelous friend I ever had.
I've always been terribly fond of you, too, Mitzi. Willie, we came over to tell you that we're going to give you the complete Frank Sinatra buildup.
Your career as a swooner crooner will be in the bag.
Oh, that'll sure be a relief. Then I won't have to can tomatoes with my father when I get through college.
Are you in any immediate danger? You haven't even entered college yet.
Well, maybe Father will stop training me for business. All he does is just drag me around to board of directors meetings and make me keep his books.
Which an accountant has to do all over again.
Wait until my father sees how much money I can make as a swooner crooner.
You can let your father keep your books.
Well, Judy and I better get busy and tell everybody to go to the Bijou tonight and swoon.
Willie, you sure will go over like a house afire tonight.
They'll have to call out the engines.
Oh, yes, we're going to need all the fire hose we can get.
Say, do you suppose I can get Mother to swoon for us?
Oh, I bet she'll be glad to.
Well, I'll ask her.
Well, we seem to have everything under control. You know, there's only one little item we haven't taken care of.
What's that, Randolph?
We haven't got anybody to squeal tonight.
Squeal?
Why, sure. What happens when Frank Sinatra vibrates?
He's right. The girls all squeal.
We need squealers just as much as we need swooners.
Well, I'll tell you what we could do. We could ask everybody to squeal first, before they swoon.
Yes, we'll tell them not to swoon till the end of the song.
I can just hear it now. Squeal, 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 and then suddenly a general kerplunk.
Girls, please be quiet. Quiet! Now, girls, this is Willie's big chance. We've all gathered here at my house to do one thing, practice squealing. Now, all together. 1, 2, 3, squeal. Yipes, that's awful.
Girls, if you want Willie to give Sinatra any competition, you'll have to do better than that.
Judy, maybe we ought to let Willie sing a few bars so the girls can get in the mood.
Oh, that's right, Mitzi. What are you going to sing, Willie?
I'm going to sing Paper Doll.
Do you want an accompaniment?
Well, naturally, of course.
I'll accompany Willie. Oh, what key do you want?
The key of C.
Oh, that's lucky. That's the only one I know.
Girls, are you ready? Okay, go ahead, Willie.
All right. I'm gonna buy a paper doll that I can call my own. A doll that other fellows cannot steal.
Wait a minute, Willie.
Huh?
Girls, put more oomph into it.
Would it help if I played a Sinatra record?
Now, don't be silly, Randolph. Willie is just as good as Frankie. Nearly.
Try it again, Willie.
Sinatra's got a mic. Gee, I haven't got anything to hover over.
Here, Willie, drape yourself around this lamp here.
Okay. I'm gonna buy a paper doll that I can call my own. Oh, see, that's much better.
I hadn't noticed.
Be quiet, Randolph. Go ahead, Willie.
A doll that other fellows cannot steal. And then those flirty
Sinatra gets much louder squeals than that.
Again.
I'm sorry, Judy. They're just not giving me anything.
Girls, he's absolutely right. You aren't giving it all you got.
Judy, how about me getting out my white mice? I think that would do the trick.
Don't you? Come on, Willie, try it again.
Well, all right. I'm gonna buy a paper doll that I can...
Well, that's better. Again.
We'll rejoin the Fosters and Mr. Gibbons at the theater in just a moment. But first, ladies and gentlemen, when you want relief from acid indigestion, you want it fast. So here's what to do. Slip 1 or 2 Tums in your mouth immediately. Now, Tums don't fool around. Tums promptly relieve indigestion due to excess gastric acidity. Yes, they really help a sour, jittery stomach feel sweet and comfortable again in a jiffy. They ease the acid pain. They soothe the heartburn. They put down that uncomfortable full feeling, all in record time. And yet Tums contain no baking soda, no bicarbonate of soda. They relieve acid indigestion in a different way entirely, an up-to-date scientific way that doesn't upset the system or leave distressing after effects. And you'll find Tums so easy and pleasant to take. Just slip them in your mouth as you would candy mints. Nothing to mix, nothing to stir. You don't even need water. So don't ever let an upset acid stomach cause you unnecessary distress when you can get such quick relief with Tums. Ask your druggist tonight or first thing tomorrow morning for Tums for the tummy, only 10 cents a roll. And now back to A Date with Judy. Well, Judy's crowd's going to give Willie Gibbons the Frank Sinatra Buildup tonight at the Bijou, where he's going to appear in the stage show as an amateur. Now, Willie's father, of course, has no idea what the kids are up to. He's a member of the theater party Judy is giving for her parents' anniversary, and he's in for a surprise. We find Mr. Foster talking to his wife on the telephone.
Oh, say, Dora, I'm terribly sorry, but Gibbons wants me to have dinner with him. So we'll have to meet you at the Bijou later, huh?
I understand, dear. Now, don't keep us waiting.
Oh, no, we'll be on time, all right. And, Dora, be sure to ask the children to be particularly nice to Mr. Gibbons.
I will, dear. But don't worry about them, Melvin. They've really planned a grand evening for us.
And please tell Judy not to wear bobby socks. Mr. Gibbons can't stand them.
Will you stop worrying? I'll see to it that Judy looks her best. Oh, and Melvin, I forgot to tell you. The children said they have a lovely surprise for Mr. Gibbons tonight.
Mr. Gibbons sees what a big hit Willie's going to be tonight, he'll be in a marvelous mood.
Who, Willie?
No, his father, naturally.
Well, how many girls you got now who promised to swoon?
26.
That's a goodly amount.
I'm simply furious at Tootsie Whiteman.
Oh, what's the matter with Tootsie?
She refuses to cooperate. She simply won't swoon for Willie. She says she's faithful to Frank Sinatra, and she won't swoon for anybody else.
The dirty dog.
Randolph, I was just thinking. Do you think I ought to call up the newspaper and tell them to be sure and have a reporter there tonight?
Nah, it might be a safe procedure. I hate to see 26 girls swooning for nothing.
Well, here we are, everyone.
Good. What's the picture we're going to see?
Oh, there are two of them, Mr. Gibbons. Hep Cat Katie and Jumping Jive.
Oh, no.
Judy, I wish you'd told me before we invited Mr. Gibbons.
Oh, now, Melvin, don't spoil their party.
Their party? Is it their anniversary?
Foster, I don't want to be a poor sport. I'll go, but couldn't we leave after the first picture?
Oh, no, Mr. Gibbons. That'd spoil the whole thing.
Look, I'll tell you what, Gibbons. Let's miss both pictures. You and I can sit out here in the lobby and have a cigar until the stage show starts.
Hey, that's all right. That's a good idea. Hey, I'll send Randolph out to get you.
Randolph, what on earth have you got in that package?
Oh, nothing, Mother. Just some stuff.
Well, I wish you wouldn't bring stuff with you to a theater.
Well, come on, everyone. We're going to be late.
This is the darndest, most uncomfortable chair I ever sat in. You'd certainly think a picture house could put better chairs in their lobbies.
And speaking of quality, Gibbons, those deluxe people haven't anything that compares with the quality of the...
Here's Randolph. I guess the pictures must be over.
Oh, Father, you got back just in time. I was so afraid you and Mr. Gibbons would miss the stage show.
Oh, I wouldn't miss it for anything.
Judy, are you sure that your surprise for Mr. Gibbons is a pleasant one?
Oh, my, yes.
Well, hello, folks. Hello. Now for our big amateur show.
That's all I need, amateurs yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, I call you gentlemen, though I don't know you. We have collected some excellent talent right here in our own little big city. Yes, sir. To open our contest tonight, we present a talented young man from the West Side, Mr. Doodles Finberg. Mr. Finberg does bird calls, whistles, and imitations.
Oh, no.
His first imitation will be that of a mockingbird.
Oh, Foster, get me out of here.
Well, you can't leave now.
Well, how'd you like that, folks, huh? And now we have a young man who's going to sing for us. Yes, sir, he's going to sing. I want you to meet little Willie Gibbons.
Huh?
Come on right out here, Willie boy.
It's my Willie.
And what are you going to sing, Willie boy?
I'm going to sing The music stops.
Good Lord, Foster.
The music stops. Yes, sir, the music stops. All right, boys, let's start it. Take it away.
Isn't it wonderful, Father? Isn't it marvelous, Mr. Gibbons?
Oh, marvelous.
That's the surprise we have for you.
I'll murder him.
Ready, Mitzi? Yes, are you ready, Judy? Okay.
Mother, I've got a nice clean place on the floor all ready for you.
Whatever for?
In case you feel like swooning.
Oh, Randolph.
Oh, for Pete's sakes.
Oh, now, Mr. Gibbons, I think Willie sings very well.
He isn't so awful. I've heard worse right over the radio.
Oh, he's wonderful.
For Pete's sake, what was that?
Well, they're giving him the squeal, Father.
Huh?
Yes, and it's not anywhere near loud enough.
What did you say they were giving him?
The squeal. Proves he's a swooner crooner.
Oh, I'm dying.
Oh, aren't you sweet? So am I. It's not nearly loud enough. He's going to be a flop unless we can build it up. Randolph, I'm
Well, Gibbons, you must admit that the boy does interest the audience.
Yes, so do monkeys.
Huh?
Oh, Randolph, I'm so discouraged. It isn't nearly loud enough. It doesn't sound like Sinatra fans at all.
Well, you must remember that Willie's not Frankie.
Oh, Randolph, can't you think of some way of building up these squeals?
Well, I brought my emergency kit with me.
Your what?
Just you wait till I get that son of mine home.
Mitzi, try the flops. The squeals are a failure.
Okay, Judy, as Willie's best girl, I'll do the first flop. That'll be the signal to the others.
Okay, go ahead.
There. If that doesn't build up your squeals, nothing will.
Randolph, what'd you do?
You'll find out in just a second.
But Randolph, I don't understand.
Melvin, what happened?
My gosh, Gibbons has fainted.
Jeepers, he didn't faint, Father. He swooned.
Well, gee, how was I to know that such a big guy would be afraid of mice?
Well, Foster's will be back in just a moment. In the meantime, friends, let me ask you, if you have the old-fashioned habit of reaching for the baking soda or some other so-called home preparation when acid indigestion strikes. Or have you been wise and discovered, along with millions of others, that the quick, modern, and pleasant way to relieve acid indigestion is with Tums? Almost as soon as taken, Tums bring relief from acid indigestion, from heartburn, from the acid pain, and the miserable stuffed-up full feeling. And yet, please note that we don't suggest Tums to you as a cure-all, good for a half a dozen different complaints. We say frankly that Tums are scientific medication compounded for one thing only, the quick relief of acid indigestion. Tums are ready to give you relief the very moment you need them. There's no fuss or bother, nothing to mix or stir. You don't even need water. Just slip 1 or 2 Tums in your mouth as you would candy mints and relieve that upset acid stomach in a jiffy. Ask your druggist tonight or first thing tomorrow morning for Tums. Only 10 cents a roll or the 3-roll package for $0.25. But insist upon Tums for the tummy, Tums. There are many imitations of Tums, but no substitute for them. And now, let's get back to Judy. The Fosters and Mr. Gibbons have returned to the Fosters' house.
Randolph, where's Mother?
She's upstairs putting cold packs on Mr. Gibbons.
Where's Father?
About halfway to the Canadian border.
Oh, Randolph, wasn't Willie sensational?
Not as sensational as my little white mice.
Randolph, the mice were absolutely unnecessary. People would have swooned anyway.
Mother said there were 28 swooners, 23 for the mice and 5 for Willie.
Judy! Judy! Where are you?
In the living room, Father.
Father sounds slightly upset.
Judy, do you realize what you've done? Not only will I lose Gibbons' order, but the Bijou Theater will probably sue me.
But Willie's a great success, Father. We mustn't forget that.
Squealers, schooners, white mice. I don't know what Gibbons will say when he's able to say something.
Oh, there you are, Foster.
Oh,
There
Gibbons.
you are.
Gibbons, yes. How are you feeling?
Oh, fine. Just fine. Foster, you know, I've decided you're the man to can my tomatoes.
Am I? I mean, I am?
Yes, sir, you are. You know, I owe you a great debt. I just talked to my son, Willie, on the phone, and he's decided to come into my business with me.
Oh, well, that's fine.
Yeah.
You mean he's going to forget all about this swooner-crooner business?
Forget about it. Well, I should say not. He's going to be in charge of my advertising. And I've already worked out a novel idea for a radio program.
You have? Oh, that's great.
Yes, I can see it now. The housewives all over the country will swoon all over the kitchens. And when they come to, they'll rush right out and buy Gibbons' tasty, tempting, tantalizing tomatoes.
Why, Mr. Gibbons, that's a wonderful idea. You mean Willie's going to sing on your radio program?
Yes, every hour on the hour.
Oh, really? Well, what's he going to sing?
He's going to sing, Gibbons' tomatoes are oh so red, and in the morning they're good for the head. When buying our product, you'll laugh and have fun. Just walk to your grocers and ask for Gibbons.
Oh, no!
Jeepers, Randolph, now Father swooned.
A Date with Judy is written by Arlene Leslie and stars Louise Erickson and Dix Davis. The original music is composed and conducted by Tommy Peluso. This is Art Baker inviting you to be with us again next Tuesday at the same time to keep your Date with Judy, chaperoned by Tums, quick relief from acid indigestion. Get a roll tonight, 10 cents at all drugstores. And be sure to listen to Tums' hilarious quiz program, Correction Please, starring that quip quizmaster, J.C. Flippin. It's heard every Saturday night over another network.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
KF